In this video, we're checking out Games Workshop's White Dwarf Magazine, issue 100.
Scifiwargamers.
Greetings, hobby fans. My name's Marcel, and it's my mission to help you explore the hobby. So in today's video, as I said, we're checking out issue 100 of White Dwarf, and this was available, let me just have a look, in April 1988. So it is rather old. And it did tell us, yes, here, it was a special anniversary issue. I couldn't say that very well, could I? Issue. Sounded like a sheep. Special anniversary issue. So let's jump in and have a look. So here we have Games Workshop's White Dwarf Magazine, episode 100. And we will note that this is a special anniversary issue. I don't know why it was special. Maybe it is literally just because it was the anniversary. I do want to apologise because it says here there's a free giant colour poster. However, I don't have it. Anyway, let's have a look inside. So, we start off by seeing this is April 1988. How old were you in 1988? Were you even born? We have some awesome Oldhammer 40k over here. We have the rapier, the D-cannon, and the Eldar Dreadnought in all the most fashionable 80s paint schemes you can imagine. Looks like at this time Sean Masterson was the White Dwarf editor. So we have that marginalia column that we've had many times in these old White Dwarfs. We think they're a game review column, but we never really are sure. One day we'll actually read it and find out what it is. Some chat about Fist over here. Might have to do a video on Fist at some point. Culture shock over here. I think that tells you about what's going on in the world of Games Workshop at the time. Over here we see Dark Future is on the way, but they haven't yet come up with the name of it. Highway Warriors may have been a little bit on the nose there, where they were copying the Mad Max theme there. Talisman Timescape with a very rare Space Marine. If you have this one and wondered where he came from, it was Talisman Timescape. Some Uruk-hai from Lord of the Rings down here, designed by our favourite man, Jez Guswin. Guswin? Goodwin. Guswin might be the imposter version. Some chat about the rapier over here. Did anyone have a rapier in their Rogue Trader army lists? Not sure what this vehicle up here, fighting a Space Marine, is supposed to be, but he does appear to have a lightsaber with the world's biggest hilt. Games Workshop Southampton. Did anyone ever go to Southampton Games Workshop? Let us know in the comments below. Castle of the Mummy's Tomb, another board game I never owned, so I couldn't tell you if it was any good or not. The Floating Gardens of Bahb-elon. Isn't that a song by David Gray? I'm not 100% sure, but we do have some lovely pieces of artwork here, such as this sunbathing man. He is very happy to be there. A shield and banner competition. Now, I'm tempted to have a go at this myself. I want to know if anyone entered this. If you did, let us know. Let us know how you get on. Do we have the winner of the Shield and Banner competition in the audience? Still more Hanging Gardens of Bahb-elon, but everyone's favourite, Iron Claw squats. These were the squats that had a red star as their logo, and I since found out I think Iron Claw is actually the manufacturing company and not like the faction in the game. I may be wrong. If I am, I'm sure someone will let me know immediately. Still yet more Hanging Gardens of Bahb-elon with Laputa. Castle in the sky there, or something very similar. Some orcs, some artwork and maps for the Hanging Gardens of Bahb-elon. The Hanging Gardens of Bahb-elon. And what the hell is that in my magazine? We have a fluorescent piece of cardboard. We'll chuck that away. Falling a bit here, this was obviously a very interesting page, and it was the advert for the Expert paint set. Did you have this one? Was this the dropper bottle paint set? I think it might have been. I never bought this because I never believed I was expert enough to use it. I thought I'm beginner, so this is no good to me. Poorly branded, but good product. We got there in the end. I like this spider. Thrud, the farmer over here. Hard to decipher what's going on in that artwork. A few adverts. Now we have some awesome looking Space Marines and miniatures here. I do like these old school paint schemes. Legion of the Damned there, I should say. One of everyone's favourites. A very old Chaos Marine. Is that the first Chaos Marine? Someone please let us know. Some Orc heavy weapons. Did you have any of these miniatures? I want to know if you had them, because I am very jealous. Not really into Warhammer, but I do like the old Dwarf gyrocopter. I think it's very fancy. Better than inks, apparently. What is? But it's actually talking about inks. So they advertise their inks by saying they're better than inks, even though they are inks. So that makes no sense to me. Some random games here. Battletech, heard of that. Never heard of Succession Wars, Interceptor, Sons of Cities, and Araka Calais, never heard of that. And the Harn Master. From the world of Harn, no less. Interesting. There's John Blanche there in his younger years. He's telling us how to use our inks. Good man. He did some wonderful, wonderful painting articles around this time. Here's your Games Workshop mail order section. Don't recognise that figure. Probably one of those Timescape ones, isn't it? Critical Mass, a regular book review column that no one ever reads. Illuminations. Here's some of John Blanche's artwork. And this one, again, looks very Mad Max. Maybe Mad Max came out around this time. The Road Warrior. What year was that released? This was 88. I'm going to guess that Road Warrior was 86 or 87. I may be wrong. This looks a bit Road Warrior-ish. Bob Naismith may be my favourite artist. I really do love his style. Fantastic. Are these some self-portraits in a cartoon style? Tony Ackland, Colin Dixon, David Andrews, Gary Chalk, looks like a teddy bear, Bob Naismith has a big Scottish hat on, and finally, who is and finally? I think that's John Blanche. Still more floating gardens of Bahb-elon. Bored of that. Don't know if I'd have been a bit cheesed off if I'd have bought this this issue, getting all this floating gardens of Bahb-elon taking up all my magazine space, yet more of it. There's loads of it. If you were into it, you'd be proper happy. If you were not, you wouldn't be happy. It's the Eldar D cannon, giving it the big D over here. Do we still use these runes and symbols? No idea, but I do remember the Eldar crew member having a strange face. Orc's Nest, I think that was an old shop. They're always advertised in this place. Is it still there? No idea. Some rules for the Dwarf Gyrocopter and Warhammer Siege. Everyone liked Warhammer Siege back in the day, purely because they had that big plastic and foam castle. Was it called the Mighty Fortress? There it is. Mighty indeed. Everyone wants a copy of the Mighty Fortress. It's made up of 6 wall sections, 2 of which have gateways built into them, 4 tower sections, and a sprue of smaller parts such as ladders, doors, trapdoors, and so on. Assembly and painting are easy enough for anyone to make a stunning model, and it makes a fortress 28 inches by 18 inches by 7 inches. That's over 2 foot. That's pretty damn big. I don't think these things were that expensive when they came out. They probably added a few extra zeros on over the years. Is this more Bahb-elon? What is this? I don't know what. This might be Warhammer Siege rules. Starting to get a bit cheesed off it. It might have been Bahb-elon again. Michael Immig there, and well-known German modeller back in the day. He did some fantastic little creations. My favourite being this spaceship thing here with some old school Space Marines standing there. I do like this. I also like these Nazgul. Check out the weirdness of that Nazgul. It looks like a vulture. And I've no idea what's going on there. Is that his cartoon self-portrait? I don't know. People writing in to the White Dwarf there. What would he like to say? I must write to thank you for the Realms of Chaos feature. Oh, okay. Well done. Chapter approved Dreadnoughts, the ultimate personal armour. Everyone likes a Dreadnought, don't they? Was this when Dreadnoughts first came out? Maybe. I know they had... the Imperial Guard had access to the Dreadnought as well as the Space Marines. Flesh Eater here and his Dreadnought. Love some old Flesh Eaters action. Here's a sight you saw a lot. A Orc Dreadnought destroyed. Isn't the double Big Mac style Dreadnought. Here we go. Chuck, Eddie and Fury. Or Rod, Jane and Freddy, as I like to call them. 10 internet cookies, if any of you know who Rod, Jane and Freddy are. I bet you don't. I'd be surprised if even one person can tell me. Does anyone recognise this chapter badge? Because I do not. Fire Angels, maybe? No idea. More Flesh Eaters up there. Talking about the Eddie Dreadnought. Some of the Eldar Dreadnoughts here. War Demon, Warcry and Banshee. These were almost like little assembly guides. But that tiny bit there you use to join the arm to the body, it's very losable. And at the end we have the Orc Dreadnoughts. And there's the Big Mac version with the double body bit. I've no idea what the official term is. Oh, a Super Attack Onslaughter Dreadnought? Or is it just a Space Orc Killer? I don't know. Did any of you guys ever know? Some little cutout and keep section for your Dreadnought rolls in Rogue Trader. Here we have some fantastic full colour artwork here. The Allied Mercenary Corps, Iriel's Personal Company, Iriel's Eldritch Raiders, and my favourite, the Mentor Legion Dreadnought. I might paint mine up in that style. I do like that green and white there. What do you guys think? Although Rogue Trader Falway Tour scheme is also quite nice. I do like that. But they have the best logo, the Omegon symbol. And on the back, we have Heroes for Dungeon Quest. They were the greatest heroes of their time, but not anymore. So there you go, White Dwarf issue 100 from 1988. Now I think it's a shame that I don't have that special pull-out heavy metal poster. I would have loved to have seen that. If anyone has a copy of that, please let us know in the comments below, and Sarah, share some pictures with us please to show us what was on it. I'm really interested. I wonder if it was just some miniatures or if it was a lovely giant piece of artwork. Anyway, also for an anniversary issue, it didn't seem very celebratory, did it? It just seemed like a normal issue to me. So what did you think of White Dwarf issue 100? Did you own White Dwarf issue 100? Did you ever subscribe to White Dwarf? If so, when was it? Do you think White Dwarf is better now, or do you think it was better back then? As always, let us know in the comments below. If you enjoy the content on this channel, then please consider joining the Patreon, the link to which is in the description below. If you want to see some more Oldhammer, and I know you do, then check out the playlist up here somewhere. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. That means you, Michael. And as always, thank you very much for watching, and always remember to drill your barrel.